friends. Hello. Well, for some reason, it's making me do my phone up and down. That is so weird. It always has me do it the other way. Well, whatever you want, Facebook. Whatever you want, I'll oblige you. Hi, friends. My name is Tammy Neff, and you are on my page called Tammy Loves, and I'm happy you're here. I just got back from vacation. So my post this morning was maybe the wrong picture and misleading. I didn't mean to do that. I was up at Kelly's Island in Ohio, up on the Great Lakes, just off Lake Erie. And it was freezing cold. Water was slamming against the docks and up over the concrete walls. And I was down every day, probably 3 or 4 times a day at the beach looking for sea glass. And hi Amy, hey Dee Dee. And I was lucky enough to find a lot of it. So, and I'm not sure if I get in your comments. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with Facebook lately. I'm going to say hi. Yep, there it is. So I will get comments if anyone wants to say anything. But I thought I would show you guys some of the things that I found just schlepping around the island with my husband. We went on some trails. Hey, Dee Dee. We went on some trails. We went along the water's edge at several different beaches that you're allowed on. And my favorite thing about Kelly's Island is the sea glass. I'm sure you guys that have followed me for a long time know that. And I hit the jackpot this year. I found all of this sea glass this week. That's a lot of hunting because some of those pieces are really, really tiny. There are a few big ones. I know every year I show you the best. This was probably the coolest piece that I found. It's all twisted and gnarled. I found one year like this. And you know, there are stories about the, this was like under a tree. I was sure there would be snakes there, but I saw this green giant thing and I went for it. I didn't care. I was going in. I was going in. So that was probably my coolest all-time piece ever. I mean, there's a lot of bigger pieces. I don't know if you guys have ever seen sea glass before. The orange is really unusual to find, and the red. We did not find any red this year, but my husband has found both of the reds. I've never found a red, and I have clocked like 10 times more hours than him. I don't know how he does it. He found the yellow. And he found a couple of orange. I'm not sure where they are. I thought I put them on top, but he found a couple of orange. Then he found this really cool one. You guys won't be able to see because it's so little, but it's half, you can see the yellow and the white. Yeah, you can see it. I'll put it on my forehead. There you go. It's half yellow and half white. I don't know what it is, but he found it. And then like this was a pretty cool, it's like part of the bottom of a bottle or something, I'm not even sure. But it's just so fun. So anyway, like this, let me show you so I have it in a wood bowl, and this is my sea glass from the last 3 years. We usually go a couple of times a year. I have my friend Sherry has a house up there, and she's kind enough to let us stay. One time I found on the beach, someone had made this rock, and it's backwards, but it says Kelly's Island. And so I grabbed it up, and I keep it in my glass collection in my dough bowl. In my wood bowl. And these wood bowls also, just while I have you and you're watching, like they're great to display your fruit in. See, I have one right here in my kitchen full of lemons. Sometimes I have apples, and lemons always look the best with the contrast with the wood. But anyway, I keep this wood bowl in my basement on my coffee table, which is actually an old wood trunk. So let me tip you down. This is so weird having the phone vertical, so hopefully you guys can see this. I'll just have to zero you in a little bit closer here. But these are just broken pieces of shells, and I'm gonna make a craft with these. My friend Sherry made a really cool fish out of driftwood, and then these pieces of this broken shell. So I picked some up. I didn't even think about making a fish for myself until the day before the last day. So what was today? Saturday? It would have been Thursday. I thought of it in the afternoon. So here's another, and I found these these ironstone plates. They had ironstone plates on the island for sale, so I grabbed 4 of them, and then I kicked myself for not getting them all. But anyway, love these. These things are cool too, and they have great big ones, but I kind of like the little ones. Like, they're just so cute, and I call them pork chops because don't they look like pork? Don't they look like a plate full of pork chops? But I think they are. Somebody's asked me that before. Wonder what they are, and they're all different. Like, see how this one's like white on the back, and this one's gray. Well, this one's double-sided. I love those double-sided ones, but they're all different colors. But they remind me of the downspouts in the old days. They would have the ceramic or the whatever these are, tile type downspouts, and also. I noticed the other day we stopped somewhere and just got, they had homemade chips, and they had those brown pottery bowls. And I thought, well, maybe those are pieces of old dishware from ships. I don't know, but I don't care. I love it. So this was our pottery treasures for the week that we found. Of course, again, my husband found the best piece of all. He found this piece, and I found I think he found 2. He found this big blue one. I found the green one. So yeah, it's a team effort here. But look, this is definitely, where'd that big, right here. This is definitely from a mixing bowl. Did you guys recognize that? Like, that's a big piece of a bowl. These are all dishes. It's all pottery, if you can see. Some of it's glazed and shiny, and some of it isn't. But anyway, so we keep, I pick up all of the pottery. My friend Sherry, who has a house there, has big pieces like Randy found, really gorgeous. This one, look at this one I found in years past. Look at this one with the, oh, maybe you can't tell. Yeah, you can tell, there. See that? Isn't that so pretty? And it's just from the lake, from Lake Erie. It just churns the water and sends it to us on the beaches. And I mean, literally, it looks like I have a lot, but you guys don't realize how many hours I spent looking forever. When my daughter Abby went to Israel, she said she went to the Mediterranean Sea. She sent me a little box, just a little box, and there were pieces like this size. She said they were everywhere. She said she just grabbed what she could. And they really weren't staying at the beach. So she said, just pick those up and mailed them to me. And I thought, I've definitely got to go to Israel. I definitely must. So this was Randy's thing. This is what he thought was really cool, was all of the rocks with holes in them. So any rock that had a hole in it, that when he liked the ones that went all of the way through. So we found like this one goes through like that. And then there was another one on the other end, but it hadn't gone through. There was, oh, I don't know. There was a really cool one. I guess this one didn't go through. I must have found that one. Oh, I did find the biggest hole. This one. Look at that. I found that one. Oh, no, he found this one. Oh, here's the one. There's 3. Anyway, he thought those were really cool. So he was picking up rocks. And then you can't help but think the rocks are beautiful when you're there. So, hey, Sherry, I need to say hello to you guys. How is everybody? Thanks for watching. Hey, Mom. My mom is on. Always love that when she comes on. So I feel like my post was a little misleading this morning, but it was so fall feeling. I actually walked back to the house to get my sweater. I had a long sweater, and I got my sweater and went back out to the beach, and I was dodging waves, trying to, like, the wave would come in and I'd see a piece of glass and I'd grab it, you know, and of course I'd get soaked, and I thought, this is so ridiculous that I'm out here. But it was my last day. I had to. But anyway, so I was sitting just watching the water, and of course you flip on your phone and I start searching, and I thought, oh, it's almost 9 o'clock. I need to post something. And then I saw the pumpkin post, and so that's why I posted it. And then I thought, it feels like fall. And then I said, bet you can't guess where I am. Well, of course you thought I was at home in my living room, because obviously that picture was taken at home in my living room. Oh, man. Anyway, let me see here. Now, why won't this go away? Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, gosh. Hey, Andrea. Hi, guys. You guys been on vacation this year? Where did you go? Where did you guys go? You like the pork chops? Isn't that funny? I know I tell like this one old guy, he was so sweet, and he was down the road from us, and he was down at the beach quite a few times when I was down there, and we struck up conversation. Oh, I I gotta go get something. We struck up conversation and I was telling him about my pork chops and I had to find one to show him what a pork chop was because he didn't know what I was talking about. Hang on, the best thing. Hang on. I forgot about these. I already put them away. This was my new thing. So the guy that lives on the beach, I started to show you some of the rocks, but this guy that lives on the beach told me about these. And he has a jar this size, about this full. He said they're very hard to find. Sherry, that I'm staying at her house, actually, when I got back, the first time I found one, I noticed on her microwave she has this cute little dish with some glass in it, and she had some of these things laying in her dish. She had, I don't know, 8 or 9 of them. I don't know, maybe a dozen. Anyway, it's kind of gross what they are. You guys, anybody know what these are? Anybody know? If there's an island girl on here, she will know. Whoops, I'm trying to see. Where did you go? I went to Kelly's Island. Kelly's Island is 3 hours from me. 2 hours and 45 minutes to 3 hours, depending on if we stop at Bergman's and get hot sweet pickles. And we discovered their blackberry jam this year, and it's amazing. So yeah, it depends if we stop at Bergman's, and it's a good 3 hours because we usually stay a minute there. It's delicious. They make their own bread, they make their own candy, they make their own ice cream, and then they have like everything. It's an orchard. It's a farmer's market orchard thing. Anyway, so this guy's talking about how to watch for these shiny white circles in the sand. And so I was, and finally one popped up, and I picked it up and I said like this, and he said yes. And they have an L. I doubt that you can, yeah, you guys see the L? It's right here. And it's probably backwards for you guys because I don't have the camera flipped, but there's an L in it. And they all, even the tiny baby one has an L in it, but these are called Lucky Stones. And the reason why I say they're gross, hey Valerie, the reason why I say they're gross is that they are from a fish. There is a fish called a sheephead. Now, when the old guy's telling me the story, he's like, oh, we look for these lucky stones. They're from sheepheads. I'm like sheep on the lake. Like I'm trying to process what he's talking about. And I'm picturing like farmers would, butcher their sheep or something. I didn't know what he was talking about. Well, here there's a fish. It's called a sheephead. And I guess it's a junk fish. So I'm glad I'm not a sheephead, but it's a junk fish. They don't taste good. They don't do anything good. And so a lot of times people kill them, or if they catch them, they don't keep them. They just throw them back in and they disintegrate. And they're cheekbones. It's the cheekbones of a sheephead fish. But he said they're very hard to find and very unusual. And I felt so lucky because the very last thing I found on the beach was a lucky stone. And I thought, I'm quitting with this. So I thought they were so cool. I'm tickled with how many I found, tickled to death. So I'm gonna keep them in my little dish. I know white on white, but I love the iron stones. So I'm gonna put my little lucky stones in there. And I can promise you that someday this dish will be overflowing because I just love it there. And I'm gonna keep hunting. I'm gonna keep on hunting. So anyway, then we found rocks with really cool fossils in them, and just, I don't know, all kinds of cool like striping and lines. Like there's a lot of rocks there. So we picked through some pretty ones. I told him I kind of wanted to like varnish them or spray them or do something, oil them, maybe some hemp oil, something to make them shiny, because when they're wet they're so beautiful, and when they're dry they're not as pretty, but he wants me to leave them, so I will. So anyway, this was his treasure that he found. You found some like those lucky stones? Cool. Yeah, start watching. I'm telling you what, you can't miss them. When they're wet, they just gleam like white. They're the whitest thing on the beach there. Now these kind of throw you, whatever these shells, these broken pieces of shells, these throw you, see, and you kind of think that that's a sheephead. I've picked up several of those and been like, but once you really get the hang of what they are, they're so smooth on the top. Yeah, they're easy to find. But anyway, Randy found this. He loved it. It was like his treasure. So he is going to use it as a paperweight on his desk. So that's pretty cool. This is from our years past. All of the treasures that weren't sea glass, pottery, which is how we divided them. Sea glass and pottery. Everything else was kind of just miscellaneous. So this year, with all of the things that we found, I may just divide them up. But this was a German, this cork is written in Germany, and I found it in a parking lot at a bar. So I kept that. Oh, look, here's a stone with a hole in it he got from another year. Lots of fossil rocks, pretty ones. There's our pork chops from previous years. They have great big hunks of it. I'm not as thrilled with the big hunks as I am the little, look at that cute little branch. It's so cute. I found a couple of bullets. I found a bullet this year, or not a bullet, but like the end of a bullet. I don't know why you would have that at the lake. Piece of metal and some pennies. And then I found this shell, and I found a fossil. I found this snail. This snail. It's the only one I found. And then they had a fossil of the same thing, and it's in that bowl of rocks. So I'm sure we'll go through that bowl of rocks sometime. And I found a button, a white button. So anyway, that is it. Except, and let me show you one more thing. Let me go outside because it's outside. Come out here with me. Come with me, and let me show you. Come. Come, my friends, see what I have. Okay, let me unplug you. My battery was running low. I was on my phone all the way home. Okay, so let me show you what I have out here. Let me put my camera up here. And I've been cleaning. Can you see? There you go. See that? Okay, so when you're walking through the woods, even if you're here at home and you're walking through the woods, we found like the coolest sticks. And these were actually roots that Randy pulled, and I'm gonna get them cut just right to put in a vase or maybe an old trophy or something like that. But I think they're so like really twisted and gnarly ones. Oh shoot, here he comes. Shoot. I'm gonna be able to tell you everything I want to tell you. Oh, here he really comes. Hang on a minute, hang on. There it goes. Sorry about that. Okay, so these I found to make sailboats with, and I tried to get enough so we could have a sailboat class. So they're just hunks of wood. They're hunks of wood, and then these are all like for sails, and we can cut them down, or you guys will be able to pick. You know, I thought that one was kind of cool with the stick going out. But I've done sailboats for my house before, but I thought I would try a class on sailboats. Might be too, oh, here he comes again. Oh my gosh, it's the worst video you've ever seen. He's going slow. Where is he? He's going slow, so it's not so loud. That's funny. Anyway, so these are all sailboats. And then I found these little pieces that I thought, oh, I wish these were bigger because they'd be awesome sailboats, but I thought maybe we could make like a big one and a little one. So that would be cool. And then I just got this. I thought this was really cool. I've washed all of this stuff, which is why it's laid out here to dry. But I thought this was kind of gnarly cool, and make a flower arrangement on it. We'll see how it turns out. I did it once before with another piece. It was very cool. I got these little pieces like the ones in there in my bowl. These look great just laying on top of your glass. Like these are really awesome. That one's really cool. So these are more driftwoody, like if you're walking around a lake, look for stuff like that. There was a lady that had a great big, it almost looked like a trash can, great big container, and it was really high. It was probably maybe waist high, no, not waist high, maybe the top of your thighs high. And she had big sticks in it right by her front door, and it was so cool. So anyway, and then these little, well, not this, I just thought that was cute too. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. But these little pieces, I'm gonna make my fish with, like my friend Sherry. So, let me take you back in, away from his mowing. There he goes. Figures he would come. We have 3 acres. Of course, he comes when I'm back here. So anyway, that's all I have. That's all I have. And I know you guys are thinking, wonder what she's gonna create. you know what? I'm not going to create anything except the sailboats. I am going to do that. The sailboats and the fish. So the only problem with the fish is Sherry I'll ask her if she cares if I share the picture of what she made, but you can still hear me? Oh, that's so funny. I'm so glad. Anyway, we're going to, I'm going to ask Sherry if I can share that fish that she made and show you, but I didn't find the piece of wood that I needed to attach the fish to. So, I may look around here for something. I found some like pieces of bark, like where they'd come off the tree and they were together, but he thought when they dried out, it would just kind of fall apart. So, I don't know. If I find the perfect piece of driftwood around here at one of our lakes or something, I may go ahead and make a fish. But I won't attach it really well so that when I get a real piece from not a real piece, but a piece from the island, which is what I want everything to be from there, I'll make it again. So, I'll see if she won't care. I'm sure she won't care, but I do want to ask her before I share. And, I'll show you guys that. And, I think that's it. You've seen the sailboats before, I'm sure. But yeah, I think I'll do a sailboat class. That'd be a fun little class. It might be too late in the season, but if somebody wants to make them, now I've got some wood for them. So I've looked around here and I can't find any. We've got lakes and we've tromped around and I'm not finding any. Hey, I'll tell Randy you said hi, Dee Dee. So, okay. Always share cool stuff. Well, thank you, Tracy. I try. I'm going to do better. I promise you I'm going to do better. I'm so motivated. It's amazing what a vacation can do for you, but I am so motivated. The sailboat ornaments, well, that would be cute. I have a sailboat in here in my craft room. Hang on, let me go get one. So this is my sailboat. I made that a long time ago. But see, it's got that thick, flat piece of wood, and then it's got the mast. Whoops, I got it backwards. Well, I guess it did it the same on both sides. And then I just put a piece of fabric. Let me see, I put lace in between two pieces of muslin. Here I go using that muslin again, and I can feel a wire. I must have used, I don't even remember how I did it, but it feels like I used floral wire right here to make it hold its shape. Hot glued it all together and added buttons, and then I added some rope. You can do them all sorts of ways. Sherry had a denim one and she had 2 sails on hers. Really, really cute. So anyway, I have this one ready to go. You just drill a hole. Once it dries out, you drill a hole and then you stick your stick in there and then you attach your sail. It's really easy. It's just that I have so many supplies that people can use, so that's kind of fun. And it's fun to craft together as a bunch of girls. So if you got some girlfriends, you want to come make a sailboat with me, we got tons of pumpkins to make. I'm so excited. We've got fabric pumpkins, and then we have the painted pumpkins. We have chocolate pumpkins. I think the chocolate pumpkins and the fabric pumpkins are going to be the best. But yeah, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to get crafting with you guys. You know I have my group, so I try to keep things separate, but yeah. Oh, and then I did find this here in town at Dillon Lake. I thought that was pretty cool. I haven't cleaned it yet. Obviously, I need to clean it. But these are so cute when you do put a little bit of moss on them and add a couple of little flowers, and then you just stick it, you know, by a lamp or on an old book or something, and it becomes an arrangement, and it's unique. No one will ever have anything like it. So I always love to do things like that too. So you guys have seen that, I'm sure. Well, it's in that picture. It's in that picture. I've changed it a little bit since last fall. I don't think it's up here. I think it's downstairs where I grab it and show you. But anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. So when you're out and about, be looking. I mean, I'm always looking. Even in parking lots, you find rusty things that you can use. So if you ever see me around picking something up, just know that I'm like a crazy old woman. So, all right, see you guys later. Thanks for watching. It's so nice to be home. Bye.